explosive new business opportunity. The first business that's positioned perfectly to capitalize on the biggest story to rock the trillion-dollar wellness industry. A discovery being touted by virtually every major newspaper, magazine, and scientific journal as the most major breakthrough in wellness in the last 100 years. A discovery that could make you rich. What is it? Resveratrol. And everyone is talking about it.
Finding the fountain of youth has captivated scientists as well as emperors and kings and queens of the past. In the year 200 BC, for example, Emperor Qin was the first one to unify China, but he was getting old. So he told his princesses, go out and find the fountain of youth, and if you can't find it, don't come back. Well, as a consequence, in 200 BC, all these ships went out throughout Asia, and we think they went to Japan, and because they couldn't find the fountain of youth in Japan, they decided to create Japan. That's probably where Japan comes from, in fact. Now, believe it or not, already we can double the lifespan of yeast cells, fruit flies, worms, mammals, going all the way up to certain primates. Now, but it's amazing that we can double the lifespan of every single living organism that we have looked at on the planet Earth. That's where the scientists at Harvard and other places have achieved modest success. They've identified a gene called SAR2. SAR2, we think, is perhaps the gene responsible for the benefits of caloric restriction.
The preceding program was brought to you by Feed the Children.
In the future, we will fly over traffic, live to 150, and travel the world at the touch of a button. Technology is pushing from every direction, getting faster with each passing second. Prepare yourself. The future is closer than you think. Death is the great equalizer. No one here gets out alive. But new advances in medical technology promise to extend our lives. Could we delay the inevitable?
Aging is a bad thing. It's a fatal disease that everybody has. So ultimately, it is humanity's worst problem.
Don't let his looks fool you. Aubrey de Grey is a Cambridge scholar and a biomedical gerontologist who believes we can fix aging by treating it as a simple engineering problem.
Keeping our bodies youthful, however long we live, is just a matter of maintenance. When things break, we can fix them.
Help a very large proportion of the population to lead a healthy, productive life until they become much, much older than people usually are today.
Already, the mapping of the genome has had some rather interesting side effects, like a pill that might someday allow us to double our lifespans.
Now that the genome has been sequenced, I think we're finding how various genes function. In the coming years and decades, we will greatly be able to extend lifespan.
Doctors Sinclair and Westphal have not only found a gene that increases lifespan, but they've figured out how to trigger it using a particular molecule that promises to fight aging at the cellular level.
It's called Resveratrol. It's found in red wine. Resveratrol has extended the lifespan of every organism we've tested. And it's been tried on worms and flies, and they also live about 30 to 40% longer. Fish live 60% longer. We can extend the lifespan of mice by twofold. If we can do even a fraction of that for humans and patients, that's going to be an amazing future.
Resveratrol works by activating the SIRT1 gene. SIRT1 controls the body's emergency response systems. When an organism is starving, it signals the body's cells to defend and repair themselves, and the cells are rejuvenated.
What we've stumbled upon is really the body's natural defenses against disease and deterioration. If we understand how we can intervene and modulate the aging process, I think that we have a way of treating diseases of aging in a new and safer way. What we want is a tiny little pill that you could take once a day and be protected against diseases as different as diabetes and cancer and heart disease.
You'll be able to combat the effects of aging by popping a pill. And it's going to happen within your lifetime, which is about to get a lot longer.
Everyone would like a little more quality time.
There's no known reason why we can't double or even triple our lifespan in the coming decades.
One television special adds decades and decades and decades to your life. Tuesday night, April 1st, we'll show you how.
It's not just red wine or diet. Now, cutting-edge scientists say we're on the edge of living to 150.
A lot of people will say this can't possibly happen.
But it's true. What else can I say? From 76-year-old models to 83-year-old heartthrobs to the new over 100 crowd, water skiing, dancing, dating, live to be 150. Can you do it? A Barbara Walters special, Tuesday, April 1st.
I want to go on and tell you about one of the most exciting things that's happened, and that's Resveratrol. 4 professors of medicine, as I mentioned previously, have raised $66 million to put out a brand new pharmaceutical company to bring you Resveratrol on prescription. Crips Pharmacy has had this product for 17.5 years because it protects your heart and circulatory system. I've followed the anti-aging gene development research for over 15 years. They started with little tiny worms, yeast, fruit flies, and then they went to animals, and now they're doing chimpanzees. There was an interview with one of the 4 professors, Dr. Sinclair, on the Charlie Rose interview show on Channel 38. And he showed pictures of the chimpanzees. Basically, the ones without resveratrol and the ones with, and there's a world of difference. Resveratrol, according to Dr. Sinclair, allows animals, and that includes the human, we're all animals, folks, to live 50% younger, 50% longer. Resveratrol is also a major caloric restrictive mimetic. Dr. Wolford, who pioneered the research of caloric restriction in animals, was able to extend the lifespan of animals, like laboratory animals, for up to 60%. This kind of restriction will not work well for humans, because this little 6 to 12 pounds up here, depending on the size of your head, uses up to 40% of all the sugar in your body. This is why, with the advent of grain farming, this has allowed tremendous steps forward for the human condition, because all of a sudden this large brain mass that we have that uses up to 40% of all the sugar in your body for energy is able to get up to full speed. You need calories for that. If you do the caloric restriction level that allows animals to live 60% longer, you're going to be pretty dopey. Okay? What resveratrol does, it's a caloric restriction mimetic. That means you could be eating 2,900 calories, but it's like you're only eating 1,300.
Resveratrol is found in the skin of red grapes and can most commonly be found in red wine. 1 glass of red wine contains a mere 0.5 milligram of resveratrol.